Michael, if you find yourself just getting over an illness, perhaps, and you maybe have a feeling that it's taking a little bit longer than it should, and you think that perhaps you need to do something to restore friendly bacteria in your system, how would you go about doing that?
Well, there are a number of ways you could do that. You could start taking food products, eating foods that have probiotic bacteria like yogurts or things like that. But, you know, sometimes those are in lower concentrations. It's hard to get an extra number of bacteria, the bacteria needed to actually replenish the bacteria that might have been killed off in your body due to illness or whatever reason. And so a probiotic supplement is, that's a good time to take a probiotic supplement.
You mentioned earlier that the amount of active bacteria that you get in a probiotic is important.
That's right.
There are products on the market that claim that will tell you that they have millions of bacteria and others that have billions. Is there an optimum amount that a person ought to be looking at, especially if they're trying to rebuild?
Well,
restore?
as I said, it has to be in the billions of bacteria. We sort of feel that maybe somewhere between 2 and 10 billion organisms a day as a supplement is a good maintenance kind of dosage, taken maybe 2 or 3 times a day with food. Mm-hmm. But for someone who's sick, getting over an illness, maybe they've had food poisoning, you know, travelers, diarrhea, whatever reason that's made them sick, and maybe those bacteria have been killed off, then maybe double that a day, 10 or 20 billion bacteria, probiotic bacteria a day, maybe spread over 2 or 3 times a day and taken with food, because the bacteria like to have that food available for them to start growing and working on.
Speaking of food to help it grow on, are there other things that you might look for in a probiotic that would be in the probiotic?
There are substances now discovered and available called prebiotics. Mm-hmm. And prebiotics are not live bacteria in the way probiotics, you know, as we say, probiotics as we know, probiotics are live bacteria. Mm-hmm. Prebiotics are substances that, I think the best way to think of prebiotics is like fertilizer. Mm-hmm. You know, you put fertilizer available for the plants or organisms to grow on, and that's what prebiotics do. They act as a fertilizer for the good bacteria to grow on. They're carbohydrates that aren't really digested by the human being, but they're digested by those bacteria. So the bacteria like them, they grow faster, they proliferate more, and it helps build up those bacteria in the body.
So things that like FOS might be,
that's
perhaps,
right.
Or inulin?
Inulin, FOS. There are a number of different kinds of prebiotics available today.
Mm-hmm. And you would suggest that that is a good thing to look for as an additional thing to help that the bacteria?
Yes, that's certainly something that can help the bacteria grow. Prebiotics and probiotics are, as I said, like a fertilizer effect, but every probiotic doesn't grow with the same prebiotic. So it is important to get a good quality prebiotic so that the probiotics will actually utilize that source of fertilizer, if you will.
Now, another question I guess I would have as far as if you're taking now a program of probiotics, you're taking them through, say, a supplement,
yes,
or maybe something like yogurt, how do we know that taking them is actually being beneficial, that they're actually helping to propagate the GI tract?
That's a difficult thing to prove, actually, but it is possible to test fecal matter to know that the probiotics are there. And in fact, you know, probiotic bacteria do implant temporarily. They stay in the intestines for a while, but eventually they're going to disappear. So after taking a supplement, it is possible to test for a while to see if the probiotics are still there for a while, and then they'll be gone. But the good quality probiotic, an important and a useful probiotic, will actually stay in the gut and implant, at least for a number of weeks.
So it's interesting, as you say, this is a temporary, it's not just once you've restored them, they're not going to stay there forever.
That's right.
You need to continuously be
just like other nutrients that we have to take in from our food, from B vitamins, from C vitamins, things like that. Probiotic bacteria are something we have to keep constantly taking into our body, otherwise the body will run out of them.
So sources being, as we've talked about, fermented foods and many other...
That's right. And for many people, a probiotic supplement is the easiest and surest way to make sure that we get probiotics on a regular basis.
All right. Thank you, Michael.